guys, welcome back to Billboard Pride. I'm Bob the Drag Queen, and we are invited by two New York City nightlife impresarios, Tina Burner and Marti Gould Cummings.
Yeah.
Did you say invaded by?
Wait, you got a little.
I gotta fly away.
First of all, let's meet our queens. Marti Gould Cummings.
Thank you.
Activist.
Yes.
Politician.
Yes.
And Tina Burner, nightlife legend.
Yes.
Seamstress.
Okay.
And consummate host.
Thank you.
I love that.
With emphasis on a host.
I'm not a hoe, I'm personable.
Now, what did y'all do before you were on Drag Race? Gia, what did you do before Drag Race?
I actually did hair. I was a hairdresser.
Workness.
In Chicago.
At like a salon or just out
At
of
a
the kitchen?
salon, yeah, at a kitchen.
Out of my kitchen?
In my tea house. No. I was actually a training geisha at the time.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I've actually been in drag since I was like 5. So.
Work. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I was doing hair and I was trying to like work my way up in the industry, kind of doing drag at nighttime. And then my friends literally pressured me to try out for Drag Race, and I did, and I made it, and it literally changed my life, and I quit my job that day.
Were you doing black girl hair or white girl hair?
Baby, I was doing it all. I'm multiracial.
Word. Because black girl hair is where the money is.
Yeah.
You know, there's a statistic that ethnic, hair care products are sold 90% to black people.
I bet.
90%.
I believe
and
it.
they are,
And all this clothing as well.
Pep, what were you doing before drag?
I worked for Mac.
Oh, another beauty guru.
What did you do before drag?
But I was doing drag in the bars
Hello.
every night, you know.
Work. Tina, what did you do before drag?
I was a horse impersonator.
Wow.
Wait, before drag or before drag race?
Well, before
Before
drag
drag, what did you
race.
do before Drag
But
Race?
I'm not. So no, that's drag race.
Well, it says before drag race.
Right.
I know that most
Breaking
of
news,
us were doing
breaking news.
drag before drag
Yeah,
race.
that's the point.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
bit more
I guess before drag is
Before
probably
drag
more
is
interesting,
before,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
What were you doing before drag?
I was a bartender, an actor. in New York
Yes.
City,
Can I
so-
tell your secret?
Oh, I was in a boy band, yeah.
Tina Burner
In Florida, yeah.
was in a boy band.
Signed with Universal Records, and we're not saying the
What
name.
was it?
Thank you.
Word.
What were you in?
What?
I don't remember the name of the band, but
Thank
just
you.
Google Christian Sieber.
She is my full government name. That's my full drag government name. Taxes has
I just
happened.
know that you were. One day I showed up on Spotify and I just gave the DJ this. I found the song and I
Yeah.
had him play it. And Tina Burner was like, "Who is playing?"
Yeah, who's playing it? What's worse
the
is
name
when
of
I
the
used
song?
to I used to work at Planet Hollywood, and because it was really bougie, that's how I was on Broadway.
Okay.
Okay.
And I the single, the one single that went on sale at Virgin Megastore next door for like
For $1.
Yes.
Yeah.
For $1. And everybody I used to work with would just come by and just slide it on the bar when I was
Just slide it.
The
You
shade
should
of
do
it all.
like a comeback tour.
No, I don't need it. Thank you.
What were you doing before drag?
I was a child. I started doing drag when I was like 15.
That's actually true.
I used to know you when you used to sneak into the club. Aja used to also walk in, but because she was so young, she had to have a story made up. So Aja, you probably don't remember this. Aja told me, because she had all these young drag queens with her, Aja said, I am a counselor. I am a guidance counselor, and these are all the kids that I work with at a local community center, and I'm like their guardian. Do you even remember saying that to me?
Bitch, I don't ever remember that.
At the Ritz telling me she was a
you
guidance
believe
counselor.
that? True.
I didn't know what to fucking believe.
Did she get in? Did you get in?
Wait, you were working the door?
No, I was selling shots.
Let me
at
find
the
out you
Ritz.
was a security before drag.
She's the bouncer at the fucking
No, I
Ritz.
used to sell shots at the Ritz during Thorgy's party.
Oh, I remember.
Okay.
And
Saliva.
Aja was there
During Saliva.
When you was
sneaking
kidding.
in,
Yeah.
and
Saliva.
with a group of middle schoolers.
Girls.
Word, girl.
Girl, she been telling stories.
You all too. You all doesn't have any jobs besides drag. She's just always been doing drag. She went to school and then she started doing drag.
I mean, Query is the same way, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She started with it
Yeah.
as well.
I mean, it's possible these days.
I met a
Yeah.
career when she was
100%.
18 at Westgate. She lived in Philly at the time.
Oh, I
used to
miss
do
Westgate.
Yes.
Okay,
I used to turn
Westgate was fun.
up
But
over
she came
there.
up to me, she
Oh,
goes,
we all did.
I was like, what is this? Like,
You were
this is
at
random.
Westgate, you were turned up.
Jiggly, what were
Yeah.
you doing
Everything.
before drag?
I was a woman of the night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Woman of the
Oh,
night.
Yeah.
As they say in LA, is a lovely lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, she used to see a couple friends after the Ritz. and
She used to
She used to
gallivant.
pack her panties in her purse, and she did a show with me, and she literally pulled a pair of panties out and I said, "What are you doing?" Sprays them with perfume and goes, "I have somewhere to be after this." 100%.
I bet y'all would have steal that one. Spray the panties.
I was fully gagged. I was like,
That is
so
that is
in the middle of
lovely.
conversation. Like literally, it was like,
Yeah, so I'll
right
see you
in
guys
front of me.
tomorrow, same place, same time tomorrow.
Yeah.
Marty, what were you doing before drag?
I was a mess.
What did you do professionally?
Professional.
Well, you knew me before drag.
Wait, she said before drag, before drag.
Were you? Did you went to acting school?
I went to acting school, but nobody hired me.
We went to the same school, bitch.
You both went to AMDA?
We went
Yeah.
to AMDA, but now
you're
I'm
like
on
a
their
shining
wall
star.
of fame.
And so once you started doing drag, did you start getting more opportunities?
Yeah, but
Yes.
my drag it was like a long evolution because I was really ugly for so long.
She used to be. You should have
I
seen
was
her.
so ugly.
You used to wear a wig.
I was
Oh.
so bad. Like, I looked like I had like Bell's palsy. Like it was like the last.
That was her drag name, Belle. Belle Palsy.
It was so bad.
Can we put a picture of Marty?
Yeah, give me
Oh,
the live
so
screen.
bad.
Don't
Wait,
do
you,
it.
okay, I'll spill
We
some
want
tea.
people to
clean the
I'll spill
drill, like,
some
right
tea.
there.
Before I did drag, you should YouTube, and I'm comfortable with this because I know who I am. I know where I've been. You can YouTube my Drag Race Season 2 audition.
Is this what you say?
And it's so bad. It's so bad.
That's the one
I
where
sing Les
She
Mis.
sings Les Mis, and just looks in the mirror. And what was the song? Empty chairs and empty tables.
I dreamed that God would be forgiving.
I was like, what are you watching?
Well, that's before I went to rehab. So I didn't know any better.
Oh my God. That was good. You were lit. You were feeling yourself.
I was a legal secretary for a little bit.
Legal secretary.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
I got fired for throwing up in the trash can.
Relatable.
I was I had a lot of jobs. I'm an actor. I went to school for acting. I was doing a lot of children's theater. I was bartending. I was a real estate agent.
Go dancing.
Oh,
no one's gonna
I
give me
played
a dollar.
Aladdin once before drag.
You shouldn't go dance at the web.
No one's giving me. I was like too skinny.
Security.
I used to be real skinny, but back when Pep was riding the train. Back when everything used to happen to Pep, I used to be real skinny.
Did you say at the Webs? Who just said the Web?
I did.
Oh, I used to be a go-go boy at the Web for like 3 months.
Oh, I think I knew that.
Go that splash.
The web is.
I totally forgot. I totally
For those-
forgot.
for
And I wore
those-
like overalls, and I was just like,
Can we tell our viewers what the web
For those
is?
watching at home, the Web is a gay bar that used to exist on the east side. It was like an Asian.
Right next to Tao.
It was like the Asian.
Asian.
It was the Asian gay
oh,
bar.
it was an Asian gentleman's club.
Yeah.
Word.
It was all.
fun.
there?
It was where all the Asian
was
queens
fun.
worked.
In
all the
your
Asian
underwear?
go-go boys.
Yeah, it was like a token, like, you know, like,
White
here
boy.
comes the
They
country
would have a
hoedown
white
white
boy,
girl.
yeah.
We would have
You know
one
what?
or two white boys.
I
Yeah.
did Campus
Yeah.
Thursdays
Black
at
kid,
Splash.
black kid,
That
yeah.
I was like
Oh,
bleach
wow.
blonde
I was
hair
a
and like
go-go
60
dancer. When I was at AMDA,
Yeah.
I was a go-go dancer, yeah.
How has Drag Race affected local drag culture? How has Drag Race affected it for girls who aren't on Drag Race who are still working?
I don't think, go ahead.
I think there's pros and cons to everything. I think the pro is there's so many people who love drag who may have never experienced it before.
I just had a really funny idea of you saying pros and cons, and then pointing at like there's pros, and then Latrice, there's cons.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
So done.
Because she's been in prison. Go ahead.
We know. And not just one.
But then, I feel anxious all of a sudden. It's okay. So I think the pros and cons. The pros are like a lot of people who may not have been exposed to drag before, who now are, and I think that that's like awesome. That there's like and new people are trying drag that may have never like wanted to try it. The con is there's more people trying to do drag.
I was just gonna say, the con is the same exact thing that everybody thinks they're gonna be
because that's the
famous.
problem. Because I when I started doing drag, I wasn't very pretty when I started, but I really loved the art of it, and I loved like Varla Jean Merman and Coco Peru and these like Heclina, like these classic drag queens, you know. And so a lot of these, I do this drag competition that I host now, and I always ask the girls, who's somebody that you like idolize as a drag queen and you can't answer a Drag Race girl, because I want them to like do the, but you know what I mean? Because I want them to know
research.
like the research beyond that.
Right.
So that I think is like the con. I wish that people
Where's your show? Your competition? What day of the week? What is
it's
it?
on Thursday nights at the West End.
Team Free.
Yeah, she's on it. She's on it. Yeah. But so I want people. I think everybody should do drag and should try it if that's what they feel. But I wish they would study the full history of it. Drag Race has given the opportunity for people to love it
And put it on mainstream.
Yeah,
But
and put
wouldn't
it
you say that's the
mainstream.
same thing with, that's just the sign of the times, it's the same thing with music, it's the same
Yeah.
thing. Anybody can be a musician, anybody can be a designer, anybody can be a makeup artist when they see these reality shows and they just want to be famous.
Yeah,
You know?
that's the thing. If you want to be, what Monet posted this the other day. She said, if you're doing drag to be famous, you're doing it for the wrong reason. You know.
Well, I think Drag Race has literally shown the world you could be anything.
You can be anything. Yeah. It's
You could be a comedian. You could be pretty. You could be anything.
But
the list goes on.
I am a product of watching Drag Race and wanting to do drag. I remember sitting at home watching season 1, and I saw BB Zahara Benet, and I saw myself in her. I saw a reflection of me, and I was like, wow, this queen is so amazing. And if she can be a beautiful woman, then I can be a beautiful woman. If she can win Drag Race, I can win Drag Race.
And what happened?
And then I won Drag Race. The beautiful
Shit.
woman part is up for debate.
But isn't it funny
the
how
crown is
now
not.
it's not even about being a beautiful woman? I don't feel like younger generations, they don't look at us and be like, oh, we want to be beautiful women. It's like we just want to be us.
We want to be us.
Yeah, they want to be
But
famous.
look at the pro of Drag Race also, like Peppermint, who I am obsessed with for so many years. She's now a Broadway star because she put in the work, she did the work, she got on TV, she's put in the work ethic, and now she's a Broadway star. Like there's so many great.
Wait, as we
There was
close
some
this,
cons
as
to
we
that.
close this topic,
I was gonna say what it took to get there, though. You know what I
Speaking
mean?
of having Pep as a Broadway star,
You're a
I've
Broadway
seen your
star.
show 2 times, and I would like for you to sign my head over heels program, please.
Shows.
Can we get a Sharpie, please?
Can we get a
She's
Sharpie
a
on aisle
groupie,
one?
Pep.
I
You
am
got a groupie.
I'm a Pep groupie. I know all the lyrics to Pep's songs.
The con is to Drag Race is that Pep, I know that I used to see you back at the Tunnel Girl. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I know.
so she worked in this industry.
sounds
No, but I'm saying it took
sketchy.
years.
No, but I'm
of
saying
building,
she
but-
worked in all this industry, but that's the major con of Drag Race. There is someone who decided to do drag. Like I said, Just Be Famous has been doing it for 6 months, gets on the show, and I think it needs to, with such an amazing platform that Drag Race gives us, comes great responsibilities on how to handle this in a community. And these people that are just coming on it for a year and haven't put their time in, haven't put the years in, and don't know so much of what an amazing platform you hold, and it's just like, I want to be pretty, I want to be famous, Drag Race, here I come, and you're like, oh baby, that's not.
Yeah,
I was
but let's
resentful
keep it
about
real,
it
though.
because I was working and traveling to other countries.
was going all over.
This is in the 90s, before Drag Race was even a thing.
Yeah.
And I was traveling and I was working, and there was a time and place or a moment in time when all you had to do was call up another bar or somewhere in another country or city and be like, I'm friends with Jackie Beat, Sherry Vine, Lady Bunny, and I'm from New York. And before you could finish your sentence, they'd be like, when you want to come, how much you cost, where you go. Like they were ready for it. Club owners would fly from all over the world to come to New York and probably other big cities to see the drag and then harvest those girls and send them out to other places in the world. And I got to enjoy some of that. And then when Drag Race came along, those things all dried up. And I remember thinking, well, I'm in New York. All the Drag Race girls are touring and getting all the gigs in the United States. Luckily, they don't show it in Europe because I'm still going to Europe. And then they started showing it in Europe.
Yeah.
And I
Now
started
they show it on the
losing that.
moon. So
Yeah.
there's nowhere for
And
But then you got on Drag Race, and then it was
well,
fine.
I didn't want to audition because I didn't think I needed to. I was doing all the things that all the other girls were doing. But then I realized those gigs are starting to dry up too. Because then when you were performing at your local, even at New York Pride, when they used to come to the gay bars and ask you if you wanted to do the show for Pride Fest, now they're asking, what season of Drag Race were you on?
Well, you just answered a good question. What do the Rue girls miss most about life before Drag Race?
Privacy.
What do you miss most?
Privacy.
Privacy.
Oh my God.
I miss not having every single move I make being extremely calculated by someone else.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you just want to say stuff and do stuff, and it's like you're entitled to have your opinions and not be judged by it.
That's my opinion.
It's like sometimes it's just like I said what I said, and some people are like, well, I didn't like the way you say it, or I didn't like the way you spelt it when it came out your mouth. Like, it's just like people read into what we say so much. Like, you just tweeted something the other day.
I tweeted out, I said, in all seriousness, if it seems like I have anger and resentment toward white people, it's only because I have anger and resentment toward white people. And then people were like...
People were storming.
they were mad.
People went crazy on that. I was following that thread.
But
People were going crazy.
But the truth is like, as a black person in America or in the world, you have a right to express that opinion.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people who are arguing with you were white.
Yeah, they were like, you can't do this. I was like, I can do whatever I want, first of all.
Right.
Don't make me clap when I talk. You know what I mean? And people were mad being like, no, what if people said they were resentful to black people? And I was
They
like,
do.
well, I think
You're
America-
like,
I you check the last like.
Yeah, girls. Like,
And people being
Don't
like,
get me-
first of all,
Yeah, the last-
slavery was hundreds of years ago. I say, check. It was about 155 years ago.
Yeah.
First of all,
That's two old people back to back. That's 1.5 Carol Channings. So don't tell me that was that fucking long ago.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
segregation was like 50 years ago,
Yeah.
and racism is still happening.
Exactly.
Racism is still
Yeah.
happening, and it was illegal for interracial couples to be married in Alabama as soon as 2001, I believe it was. So like that systematic racism is in place. The prison system in America is modern day slavery. So for somebody to say, "Oh, you can't say that," yes, you can, because our system is geared to go against
Yeah.
people of color. That is factual.
I
and
tell
it's
folks,
wrong.
if there are any white folks who do not want to hear opinions, true opinions about race issues, fucking unfollow me right now on Twitter, because I'm about to bring it to you. My favorite is Jane Elliott has this powerful thing where she stands in front of this room full of white folks, and she says, who in this room believes that black folks are treated unfairly? No one raised their hand. She goes, okay, second question. Who in this room wants to be treated the way blacks are treated in America? And then no one raised their hand. She goes, what you're saying is you know there's a problem, and you know you don't want it for you, so why do you accept it for other people?
Yeah.
And I was
saw
like,
that
this
clip.
bitch killed me, like work.
yes, honey.
I personally just miss enjoying drag. I feel that drag for me used to be a hobby. It was something that I loved to do, not that I had to do. And I love that I was able to dabble in it and like take time to like make my costumes and kind of like pick it up when I wanted to, not because I had to. Once I got on Drag Race, it was like my life, and now I had to like finish this costume on time and like learn these words, and like there's such a big like timeline, and we're so pushed to like live this fast-paced drag race
It
lifestyle
feels like a
that
machine, like-
in a way it's kind of honestly killed my love for drag for me personally. And I am just now, with obviously discovering my identity as a woman, falling back in love with my drag, because now I feel like my drag is my drag. You know
Reclaiming
what
my
I mean?
drag.
Exactly.
Reclaiming my drag.
My drag is my
Here's a
drag.
question I have for you guys. Who is one queen that's not on Drag Race that you think that people need to be paying attention to? We'll go around
Vicky
the room.
Vox.
Vicky. By the way, I hate that I did not get a chance to go see Vicky Vox at the open air
And
theater.
Same.
I know I wanted
As
to.
Audrey too. Like that is one of my all-time favorite plays. I'm an Alan Menken fan. All-time favorite movies, and like I just wish that I could have gone to see that. Like it
The
hurts.
staging looked amazing.
It was. I mean, she
Yeah.
turned that.
Bitch, that paint was
Girl.
Girl.
Oh, Vicky turns it up. I love
Yeah,
how when girls
Vicky
start
can
getting,
paint.
when people start paying attention, all of a sudden girls know how to do drag again. Like you remember when Trixie Mattel was like being lazy, wearing this, that, and the other. Then she's on All Stars. Next thing you know, the wigs got big, the outfits got glittery. She started wearing heels again.
The waist was
Corset came back.
Yeah, all of a sudden, once she started, I mean, that's us too. We did it too. I remember if you would have saw Pep right before Drag Race, Pep was wearing a dress from Rainbow.
Girl.
Don't judge me, bitch.
Girl.
Next thing you know, Pep is
Flats on
yeah.
stage.
Next thing you know, Pep is wearing a collar up to here, hair up to here.
Yeah, but you
true.
can though, because that's the great opportunity that Drag Race gives you. You can tour now and make that money. And the thing is like, as like, you know, a local queen, whatever, I work 9 shows a week, okay?
Yeah.
Wow.
I live by myself, I do that, I don't sleep, I get 2 to 3 hours of sleep, I sell my stuff, you know what I mean? Or
Right.
I have my friends like Nick or somebody who like, makes things, but it's like, which costs you, you know, so much money, so I had to
Yeah.
learn how to sew. So the thing is, it's just like, you know, like, what's up?
I'm just looking at you now.
Nails?
Keep going.
Why do you like
Let's
those?
go,
Who's looking at
go,
these
go, go,
mitts?
go, go.
Oh, no, I just mean, yeah, I mean, Drag Race gives you that platform, but it also gives you that money. And like,
does.
you don't have to do, it's like, yes, you will do tour and do from city to city to city. But that one gig when you're making thousands of dollars, and I don't even make that in a week, you know what I mean? For like busting my ass and, you know, putting literally pain through my body. But that's the thing about New York, you know, and that's why New York girls like thrive on that show.
Yeah.
Because
I-
being
say,
a New
I-
York City girl,
I love the New
you
York
are
hustle.
planned to do that.
As
You're
you're doing
forced
this,
to do it.
as you're doing this as much, I remember Pep came to host Look Queen, and then Pep was in. I hope you don't mind if I tell the story. Pep was in the booth, and Pep.
Oh, I know.
Like, what's the story?
Pep would do her whole show, and then she'd get in the booth and she'd take her shoes off, and then Pep would only wear shoes on her pumps on the stage. She had these flat shoes to wear, and then I was like, why is she doing that? And then the longer you keep doing drag, you start realizing I can't wear, like, it takes one toe injury. It takes a couple of times of doing this, and you're like, I can literally only wear these shoes when I'm on stage.
On stage.
I don't know how Sherry Vine
Always in
leaves
the
the
heels.
house in the
Wait,
hills.
and not a platform.
Yeah.
Not a platform, a panty and a stiletto. Like,
Yeah.
She walks to the gig. We were talking about this in the
Also,
green room,
Sherry
though,
Vine is like, no T.
She's
Sherry Vine is like,
700.
yeah, she's
Ouch.
she is 70 pounds. I am 220 pounds. There is a lot
True.
of weight pushing down on my heels. I'm like, I can't keep doing
How do you
this.
think big girls feel?
Girl, but we were
That's
talking
what I'm
about
saying.
this in the green room before we filmed, like how like the heels and your body. Because we were talking to the one of the people backstage who was like in college, and he's like, "Oh, I want to try drag," and I'm like, "Well, girl, get ready, your
Don't.
body's gonna hurt,"
Yeah.
But I've been doing drag for 8, 9 years. My hips, my knees.
Keep going down 10, 9, 8, 7.
So 3 months. And,
Because I've been doing drag for a year because it just counts now.
it just now counts when I'm wearing wigs.
Since I started wearing wigs, I've been doing
But
drag
like
for
my
a year.
body hurt. My body hurt because it's like Tina said, the hustle. It's 9 shows a week, and I'm fortunate enough that I travel a lot also. But like the wear and tear on body is like intense.
So let's continue the the queen that people need to pay attention to. I'm gonna say my all-time favorite drag queen. She is problematic, but I don't care. I love her. Is Jackie B. Jackie B is my
love Jackie.
favorite drag
Yeah.
queen of all. If anyone's been in my house, I have a
big
huge
picture.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie B picture
Oh, yeah,
in
right
my
on the
living
wall.
room
Yep.
that I showed up at her gig with. And I was like, "Will you please sign this picture?" And she yelled security. Who is your who's a queen?
I'm not just saying this because we're on this panel, but I think if any queen should be on RuPaul's Drag Race, I think it should be Tina Burner. I do, because she has the work. She makes all of her clothes. She does her hair. She's not lying when she says she does 9, 10 shows a week. She
see.
does charity gigs on the side.
shit.
She shows up. Like, I think if anybody from the New York scene that I know, Tina Burner.
Jiggly?
I have to pick just one.
Just one.
Uh,
You about to piss somebody off.
no. Shaquita and Jasmine Rice LaBeija.
Okay.
Those two.
I said one.
I don't
Too
care.
late. She left it.
Those are my two.
I would say
together.
Jasmine. Yeah,
Jasmine would be perfect for television.
Jasmine.
Oh, absolutely.
No.
Oh my
See,
God.
with the years of-
She's drama in the best
she's-
way.
she's-
I don't know.
Exactly.
She's a monster, but then can you imagine the aftermath after when she gets to a level
The
where people
Facebook
will actually
Live.
watch
Can you
these
imagine the
live
Facebook
videos?
Lives from her after
Yes.
Drag Race?
Yeah.
Aja, who's your choice?
Do you know Neon Calypso from Boston?
Yes.
She's this like young black queen. She's like, her style's very queer, but her like drive, everything she does is so driven towards spreading like black excellence, and all her numbers are so high energy. She always incorporates like these like motivational moments, and she's always doing them in incredibly white-filled spaces. So people are like kind of
You mean
sitting there.
spaces?
Faces.
She's like, she's doing
Faces
it.
where
and,
white
you
people
know,
are the majority.
it's just getting drilled into these people's heads, which is the point.
That is awesome.
Tina, who's your non-drag race queen that you think people should pay attention to?
None. Well, I have to say Marty because he said me.
No, you don't have to say you don't.
No. I mean, honestly, to see Marty on there to do what he does as a politician, you know what I mean? You like drag is political, and to have somebody who actually is involved in politics would be very interesting to me.
That's awesome.
Besides Marty, I mean, I'm gonna say Pixie Aventura
Yes.
because
So we're all just doing 2 and 3 people now, which is
no.
Yeah, yeah.
She's like Pixie Aventura is like a diva.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's
The
amazing.
best lip syncer in New York.
She's amazing, you know what I mean? And she's just a monster, and people like, you know what I mean? She's the best
She's-
kind of monster.
She's
She's spicy. She is a
amazing.
spicy.
We did a show together for years in New York City.
She is. She plays.
Peppermint?
I would like to see her push into a corner. You know.
Well, some of the girls that I would say have been mentioned, and I've had the honor as a fixture of the scene for over 20 years to see a lot of girls come through the door and see them develop in such great ways. But so there's the one queen that we've also talked about that I would like to see on Drag Race would probably be Sherry Vine. Because I think she was doing
Sherry.
what a lot of us girls are doing, the girls that have been on the show, touring and really pounding the pavement and being like the consummate whore.
I mean, literally.
The consummate
literally.
relational woman.
Yeah.
The consummate oldest profession.
She was using Craigslist, like besides Grinder. You know what I mean?
And so
my
she,
God.
I think
Putting
she's
the
a lot to
work
offer.
in.
She's a genius writer.
She's amazing.
And
Yeah.
she's really
Yeah.
good. In
100%.
addition to all the girls that we've mentioned here, I think.
I mean,
are
I'm
pretty
sure
good.
Rue would like that there's somebody older than her on.
I mean, Sherry Vine, if you guys don't know, Sherry Vine is the oldest drag queen in New York
Yep.
and the oldest person in the
the
world.
world.
Living. Yeah.
She is actually, when she gets out of drag, she does that Tales for the Crypt around Halloween. So check it out.
Oh my
Her
god.
original
She
drag
looks
name
like
is
Mr. Burns
Nosferatu.
outside.
Oh my God. Get her out of here.